Mayor Mamdani stepped to the front. Do y'all see how clear the sidewalks are? That $30 per hour shoveling thing, yeah, that was genius. That was genius. I just saw a bunch of people with shovels walking around. They got the little vests on. Now that needs to be part of the Blizzard protocol every single time. And I'm not going to say that the New York government is doing anything for real, but they ate that one little thing.
I just passed an army of these guys getting their $30. And I said, thanks, guys. And they all went, yeah. And I said, good for y'all out in these streets. Thanks, Mom Donnie. Oh, there's more. Look, he said, we in it to win it. I love it.
Videos that are going viral are mostly videos of people actually showing hundreds of people in New York lining up to shovel snow because the city is supposed to pay them $30 an hour and I think 45 for overtime. I think honestly, seeing how many people turned up and were just out there, trying to shovel the whole thing, actually, changed the whole narratives about nobody wants to work, all this conversation that people have been having, because when you want to pay people money that is enough to actually, do something, shake something in their life, really, they will be out there and willing to get the things done right. So that's what a lot of people are saying. And I just want you guys to check out these videos. So we're going to be checking out these videos, and the videos are from those people who actually worked and participated and those people who, just had some thoughts about the whole thing. Please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm, and I appreciate that so much. Let's get right into this video.
Not for nothing, Mamdani putting out $30 an hour for anybody who has 2 forms of ID to shovel the damn snow and get it cracking was probably the best idea I've ever seen as a New Yorker and ever seen where my tax money has gone to. Because the streets, I swear, I kid you, everything I love, I kid you not, the streets was clean as the snow was coming down. That's the crazy part. I know this because I have a dog, so I had to walk her during the blizzard, in the blizzard, a couple of times a day. I never was stepping in any inches. Shout out to him. If my tax paying money is going to that, sure, it's helping me. Shit, I don't like walking in them damn, in slippy slides and slushy snow. The sidewalks are clean. The streets are clean. Cars aren't really, there's still some cars, snowed in, but it's not as bad as that last snowstorm. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Now that I took a nap, let's talk about my experience shoveling. I saw on my socials that you could get paid to shovel, but in my head I didn't think they would need me because the sidewalks were essentially cleared. But I thought I would just give it a chance, so I showed up at my Department of Sanitation with my Social Security card and driver's license. They took it down and told me 8 p.m. or 8 a.m. to be there and signed me up. Initially I was nervous because I didn't think there would be any woman, but I was one of 3. There were a lot of people that showed up. They actually turned some away. We were divided into groups of 10. They gave us a shovel and a vest, and then we went on a bus, dropped us off at a location, just said, all right, from the water, and just keep going. We cleaned the corner of the sidewalks where they have those red bumps so you can feel where the end is, and then we also cleared it around the fire hydrants. I want to make it clear to all you people, I did shovel. I just could not shovel and record because I need both hands, obviously. But every time I started a little bit, those men would take over and just whack at that ice, and I was like, oh man, you got it. But I did shovel. We did take frequent breaks because it was cold in the bus, in the garage, and my advice if you're considering doing this is to pack your own water and snacks because I didn't do that. Every so often there were supervision cars that would circle around and do a head count to make sure everyone was there, and if you didn't show up, then you were docked your pay. You could do 4, 8, or the whole 12. I did the whole 12, and at the end of it, I did feel it in my back or just in my feet because I was standing all night. I did hear that we might get paid in 2 to 3 weeks. I don't know. Some people in the comment section are saying spring or 6 months from now. Hopefully that's not the case. I hope this gave you some insight. It sure did for me. I now respect the heck out of those sanitation workers and the volunteers. That is some hard work to slam that pickaxe down on the ice, scoop mounds of snow away, wet snow. It got heavy after a short while. So you probably won't be seeing me there again. But it was an experience.
Zaron Mamdani, come to the front. Come get your baddie chain, boo. Y'all hear these boots stepping on the concrete? Mamdani, okay, come get your chain, babe.
It's bullshit. He's paying $30 an hour for people to shovel snow. Who's paying for it?
The taxpayers.
Exactly. Who's benefiting from it?
Also the taxpayers.
Yes, the rumors are true. I was one of the emergency snow shovelers. I was supposed to be outside today, but my body aches and I got a little cold, so we're recovering, and I'm gonna go back out tomorrow if they still need people. But I just need to address some things, all right? If you go under any social media posts about the emergency snow shoveler program and you read the comments, first off, I highly recommend, because the stuff that people will come up with, the hoops that people will jump through to try and rationalize nonsense in their minds is actually hilarious. The main thing that I'm seeing is, oh, my tax dollars are being used, like this is what socialism is. I love the way that those people hand and cherry pick the stuff that they care about where their taxes goes towards. Okay? Because all of a sudden you care about where your taxes go towards, but you don't care about the fact that your federal taxes are going towards bombing children and families and people, committing active genocides. You don't care that Cuba is being starved off right now. You don't care about the billions of dollars that get lost in the government doing nothing. You didn't care when Andrew Cuomo used his money to pay for the cases that he was doing with the whole sexual harassment cases. No, but you care when people in your community are getting paid to clear out the... Mind you, that is hard work, okay? I've only done a 12-hour shift, all right? We were clearing crosswalks, fire hydrants, and bus stops. And then, like, any 311 complaints of sidewalks. That is hard work. It's also cold. And a lot of the people doing this, there's a range of people doing this, but a lot of people who are doing are older or retirees. But they're getting that shit done. They're doing more than the person who's sitting in their home, typing away, finding something to criticize about. And the gag is, most of those people, I can probably put money down, didn't even consider that they could just pick up a shovel and go do stuff for free. Go, if you have a... And this is where my second problem comes in, okay? I'm sick and tired of the general population complaining about stuff and not doing something about it. I'm a solutions-oriented person. I have been since I was younger. You can Google me. Since I was 16 years old. 15, actually. I saw a problem in my schools. I dealt with it, ended up developing a big program. I was all in the news. You can literally Google me. There are pages of shit that I've done, okay? I've always been of the mentality, if you see something, then do something about it. I'm trying to have grace and understanding, and because I feel it too sometimes. The world makes it seem like that you don't have agency, that things happen to us. But you do have agency, especially on like city level, like smaller local political levels. And you as an individual have the most say and impact on this stuff, right? So if you are seeing an issue, you can go do something about it. If you're like, damn, no one's picking up my trash, you can go visit whoever picks up the trash, literally walk into their offices and be like, hey, what's going on? How can I help? What can I do? And you'll probably learn a lot. I've learned so much about the sanitation department. People are working so hard to deal with this blizzard on top of their regular sanitation duties. They are doing the best that they can, but I was sat on the bus on my way to my shift yesterday morning, and I was just listening to so many people complaining about how the sanitation department isn't doing their job, about how the city is not doing their job. Because it was day 2 of the blizzard and they were stepping in slush. I understand. I actively watched so many people walk into puddles in order to get into the bus. I would be pissed off too. But in my head, I'm like, let's have some understand. Like, they don't have, maybe they do, but I don't think they have 10 million people out there employed by the sanitation office to go clean things up. You know how many streets? And it took us 12 hours to get from Park Avenue 59th to 86th of Park Ave, about 20 blocks-ish. It took us 12 hours to clear just the crosswalks and fire hydrants. You would need thousands of people to clear that shit out in the time that people want things to be cleared. Seeing the people commenting, I'm like, then you go outside and shovel. And maybe some of them have been. There are a lot of people who have been outside volunteering and not getting paid. I think it's great that people are getting paid for literal back-breaking labor. Y'all, everything in me hurts. So yeah, it's nice that I get paid. I would have gone out anyways to volunteer. But this is a great opportunity to help my community directly, and we get to go directly to the needs that they get called for. My whole thing with this is you have agency. If you see an issue, do something about it. I remember when I was canvassing for Zoran, and there were people commenting under my posts and other posts being like, well, no one's coming out to the Bronx, and no one's coming out to this. And I, working on the inside, I mentioned that. A bunch of other people mentioned that too internally, and they made some changes. But I also was commenting like, hey, you can volunteer. You can go look back at the post. I was like, you can volunteer to go canvas in your neighborhood. And people are like, oh, I didn't know that. I think before you hop somewhere and complain, look into it just a little bit more. Because it doesn't take too much to be like Zoran Canvassing or Zoran Canvassers to probably have landed on their website to be able to volunteer to go canvas. And if there was no canvassing shop in your neighborhood, you probably would have searched one more little bit to see what organizations around were doing stuff, because it just wasn't the Zoran Canvassers who were doing stuff. I also volunteered with New York City parks. Like, I've been out there. I'm an active transplant, all right? And now that I have even more time, I'm going to be out there even more. But I have learned intimately, like, since I was younger, you have an issue, you see an issue, you have agency to do something about it, to ask questions, to call somebody, to show up. And not a lot of people do it, maybe because they just don't know or they don't have the time. It's also easier to complain. I love complaining too, but I also like to back up my complaining with like action. A lot of people I find just spend time starting internet wars. It's like, just go outside and do something. Make sure you thank a shoveler, because that shit is hard. And shout out to everyone who has been out there volunteering or working.
Come with me to shovel snow for the city of New York. And shout out to Zoran Mondami for the $30 an hour. And I got an excuse to wear this cool ass jumpsuit. The shift is 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. I've been up 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. for 72 hours straight. I wasn't shoveling snow. I might have been sniffing snow. But now we're about to go shovel some snow. And I'm kind of hyped though. I feel like I can call my mom and tell her I got a government job now. God bless that nondescript bodega coffee to be strong as shit. I'm gonna use this to sneak into so many concerts. Good job. Thank you. All right, it's 6 a.m. I finished my shift. It's actually a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Met a lot of interesting people, and I got to see what DSNY really does every day. And hey, shout out to them for making this city work, because honestly, I couldn't do it. Shout out to y'all. Y'all fucking do the work of gods, and I really couldn't do it. And thank y'all for your work. Jesus Christ. This is like somebody's life. I couldn't do this every day. Shout out to y'all. God bless America.
And I know white people are serious about unity and all that, because they over here laughing and looking down at the people that's shoveling and doing the grounds. Such as this is me right here, feel me? I said thank you, and I gave my man $2-3 out of my pocket, because you know what, they don't have to do this. But white people don't want community. They don't. They just want to step in their jeans and be slave owners and snap. Because not a single one of them is over here scooping the grounds, making sure people can walk through. But you know what, who's doing it? Black and brown people. I'm over this shit. Like, get these niggas out of New York for real. They're not grateful to be a part of nothing. Unless your culture is for them to do nothing.
So let me see if I got this right. Mom Donnie, the mayor of New York City, decided to raise the rate on a whim to $30 an hour for people to be able to volunteer to shovel snow in New York City during a record-breaking storm. Stick with me, stick with me. He raises the rate to $30 an hour. I'm from New York. I have never seen that snow get shoveled that quickly and done so well, by the way. I've seen videos, the sidewalks glazed, beautiful, glory. And people also need to pick up their dog poop, but that's beside the point. The point is, he raised the rate to $30 an hour, and then people showed up in record numbers to do the job and do it well and do it quickly. It's almost as if, stick with me here, if you pay people a livable wage and give them enough money so that they're not working for scraps, they'll do a good job. Oh my God. That's insane. Someone needs to get every CEO on the phone right now. And what you're seeing is actually what happens when hard work is actually matched with fair pay, because most of the time that's what people have been complaining about. A lot of jobs do not want to pay you fairly, but at least if you're offering people a fair pay, you can see how a lot of people went out in the cold and they were ready to work despite how cold it was, and they got the job done, like, you know, very quickly. You should be happy that the money you're paying in taxes is actually going to the people. You know, it's going back to people's pockets and not really going somewhere else that doesn't really benefit you. Taxes are meant to keep the city running, keep people, you know, safe, clear the streets, do all those things. I'm sure if they had to pay contractors, you know, to do all those things, it's going to be expensive too. Isn't it better and makes more sense that it's going to the people who are willing to work? Because people are going to spend it right back into the economy. And the most powerful part of the whole situation is that when jobs pay fairly, people show up. Like, I want you guys to actually let that sink in, because people just don't want to be working and be in survival mode. Like, they just want to work and get something that is fair enough. The paycheck, you know, can do what it's supposed to do, what a paycheck is meant to do in your life. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. You've made it to the end. Make sure you click the like button. It helps the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. Hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.